Right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 533. Now, last week I said that I was going to come back into the shadows, come back into the darkness, and here I am still. And yeah, man, I tell you. Yeah, Waxwork, 1988. Yeah, I'll tell you, this movie, man, this movie is pretty interesting. A pretty interesting concept. You know, doesn't have a very strong ending to it, but it's a pretty interesting concept, though. Yeah, Zach Galligan, Deborah Foreman. Oh, very beautiful. This woman is, man. Yeah, Michelle Johnson, David Warner, Dana Ashbrook, Miles O'Keefe, Patrick McNee, John Rhys-Davies, just to name a few. But yeah, this movie, like I said, this movie is very interesting, though. Yeah, very interesting concept. I mean, you got a wax museum, that is pretty much ran by the devil, but it is, yeah, it's ran by the devil, but it is managed by one of his soldiers, I guess you could say. But yeah, I tell you though, man, this movie though, like I said, this movie though, very, very interesting concept. Very interesting concept. But yeah, this cat, yeah, he sold his soul, having an Asian day, built this waxwork just so he can collect 18 souls. Well, 18 souls, he did quite a bit of collecting because he got like 6 more left. So yeah, this group of college kids, they go into this place, check it out, 2 of them went inside the exhibit. Now here's the thing with these waxwork exhibits. Once you go inside them, you are literally inside. It's like a pocket dimension, and you're literally inside these exhibits. And yeah, everything that's happening right there on the display, it's gonna be happening in real life. And yeah, there's no way out for you. So yeah, once the 2 characters went in. Once China went into the exhibit with the vampire, yeah, she had to deal with the vampire, Count Dracula, pretty much. And then yeah, her friend Tony, he goes into one of the exhibits, and then he had to deal with the werewolf, Wolfman. And that's another thing, man. That's another thing. These waxworks, they it's like that's a nice little tie-in with the Universal monsters. I mean, yeah, you got the Mummy, you got Dracula, you got the Wolfman. No mad scientist to create a monster of his own, but still, you did get what's this cat's name? Marquez de Sade. Marquez de Sade. Yeah, you did get him. And he's pretty much a monster on his own, Did a little read up on this guy, yeah, he done some imprisonment, imprisonment on sex crimes. Pretty much what R. Kelly did, I mean, yeah. This guy, he's a nobleman, he's pretty much an artist, but yeah, he got that deep dark secret, he got, he does some imprisonment on sex crimes, yeah, like pretty much R. Kelly did. So yeah, yeah, this guy, yeah, he pretty much a monster himself. Yeah, once all these souls are collected though, yeah, these wax figures, they will come to life in our time. And yeah, once they escape the waxwork, you know, watch our world. So yeah, the only way to beat them is to keep them contained inside the museum and burn that sumbitch straight to the ground. Burn it down! Seth Rollins style. So yeah, that's what Mark and Sarah pretty much did at the end of it. You know, even though Mark, he was he was trapped in one of them. He trapped in a zombie apocalypse pretty much. But then yeah, he escaped out of it. He found the doorway. Yeah, he escaped out of it. But then yeah, he found Sarah trapped in Marquis de Sate's pocket dimension. And yeah, she was the sensuality of being whipped, that BDSM S&M type of thing, Yeah, she was pretty much starting to enjoy that shit, Yeah, chicks love that shit. So yeah, she was pretty much starting to enjoy that shit. But yeah, Zach, Zach Gallagher's character, Mark, he got in there and he got her out. But yeah, once the exhibits start to come to life, yeah, they had a little sword fight against each other, and yeah, he almost died, what's his name again? Mark almost died. I keep thinking Zach, Zach Gallagher, from Gremlins, he's the head, he's the star in this movie, but still, his character's name is Mark. And yeah, I'm trying to think of Mark, but I keep having Zach in my head. So anyway, yeah. He almost died, but yeah, Sarah, she saved him. So yeah, I tell you though, man, this movie though, yeah, very, very interesting concept. I remember written this movie a whole bunch of times when I was little. Yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, interesting to me back then, when I was like, 7, 8 years old. It's still interesting to me now when I'm in early 40s. So yeah, I tell you, man, yeah, this movie, a big thumbs up for me. It's what's me to say about this movie? It's a good solid 4 out of 5. Waxwork. Like I said, it had a weak ending. I mean, everybody that died in this movie died very easily. It was like the movie was being rushed. I mean, you can tell that there was a lot of editing going on in this movie. The kills in this movie was, we had the idea of what was going on, what was happening. I think the MPAA at the time, the MPA now, but it's MPAA at the time. I think they cracked down on this movie too, like they did with the later Friday the 13th sequels. So yeah, you can tell, there was a lot more to the death scenes in this movie that they let on, but there was a lot of censoring too. So yeah, whatever that we saw, we didn't see all of. And I don't think that there's a uncut version of this movie. If there is, then I never saw it. But still, yeah, I never saw it. I never heard of it. But still, this movie though, yeah, it didn't. It showed you some things, but it didn't show you enough. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. But it's still a good, solid movie though. A good, solid 4 out of 5, man. Yeah, Waxwork, real good, interesting movie. That's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, next week, I'm out of the shadows, out of the darkness next week, and we're going to get into some more Arnold Schwarzenegger action. And this is the movie that I've been looking to talk about for the longest time. Couldn't find it anywhere, couldn't find it anywhere, it's not streaming anywhere. But now, I found it. found the access to it, and goddamn it, I'm going to talk about it next week. One of his most underrated movies, man. I tell you, I'll talk about it next week. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. Trick Williams will stay. We'll talk about it. Anyway, check out this shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is off. Another thing about this movie, they'll make a movie about anything these days. David Warner's character said, when he found out that they have made a movie about the Phantom of the Opera, But yeah, anyway, yeah, this show is off.